All right. What's good, y'all? It's me again, Key again, back in my seat again, and I'm back with another reaction video. And the reaction video today is Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, because they both got arrested in Miami. They're being held in Miami and everything like that. You know, they got new charges, new scenery, new things. You know, they getting booked, bro. Let's see what's going on, though. You feel me? Let's commence with the video. Oh, just to keep y'all on the speed. Andrew Tate and his brother were held in a Romanian jail for a couple months because he was on the internet talking ish, and they pretty much found his low, and he was like, "Oh, we know where you at." Boom, got him. He out. Then they were stuck in the jail for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And according to sources, now that he's been still doing the same thing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Matrix getting him, yada yada yada. Now he's in Miami. He's saying, yeah, let the Miami people please give me. He pretty much got arrested for doing the same thing. But now I think his charges are a little more serious, if you want to call it that. But yeah, enough jibber jabber. Let's just go ahead with the video.
He managed to zoom in and catch a glimpse of Andrew Tate. In prison, these guys will do anything. Apparently, this is him in solitary confinement. It's all fun and games on the surface for things, but actually, prison is a lot darker than it seems for him.
He's doing a keto. No.
That is Andrew Tate right there. He's watching us record this video, and nobody's going to offer this perspective that we're going to offer. And Andrew Tate's the only one that's going to understand it, and he's going to take our advice, and he will fly us out and have a meeting and a podcast with us. Mark my...
The actual reality is Andrew Tate has moaned on X about his time in jail since being arrested, describing dirty water, persistent stomach problems. Apparently, he's literally been shitting himself in prison, no visitors, and a neighbouring inmate who is a cannibal who screams through the night. We all know 23 hours in solitary confinement, you can lose track of time, but also someone screaming through the night when you cannot sleep either. These guys, I said it, and I'll say it again, even weeks in this place are not going to come out mentally the same. They're going to come out disturbed from it all. As someone said on X, Andrew Tate and his brother...
I mean, when he first came out of jail the first time, he said he's been having nightmares and things like that. So, yeah. Miami people are crazy, bro. Florida people in general are crazy. I remember there was a point where it was the Bronx and Florida competing about who's craziest. You know?
Facing intense hostility and verbal abuse from other inmates at the Miami Federal Detention Center, and their lawyer arguing they have a target on their back. Has anyone told their lawyer what the two have done to women? Andrew Tate just tweeted day 11 in a special housing unit. This is punitive housing for people who murder their cellmates. No commissary, no phone calls, no yard time. The worst conditions the US Gov provide terrorists and psychopaths. I'm innocent until proven guilty. Extradition detainee. I'm wanted by a foreign state.
So he's been in, I think, prison for it's been weeks now at this point, so.
American citizen, so why am I here? He also said he's getting thousands of letters received from the UK. They always say that we're heroes and that everyone loves us, and nobody in the UK believes the government. They're also asking why the US is treating me this way. I wish I had an answer. So actually now, Andrew Tate and Tristan have been accused of serious charges to do with women in the UK, but we've actually seen a victim, a lawyer, speak on her behalf about some of the charges and accusations that are put against the Tate brothers and why they're locked up now.
Met Tristan Tate when he came to visit Miami. They met online and then ended up meeting in person, and she thought he was charming and she thought he was impressive. He was really successful. He was showing off as he does. She felt incredibly special that he wanted to spend time with her and that he was interested in her. She said he made her feel incredibly special, and she thought they were falling in love. So when he invited her to come to Romania to be with him, she was excited to go. And, they paid for her ticket to get there. She flew over to Romania. She essentially started seeing red flags and felt like things were not right from the beginning. She thought she was going to spend time with Tristan in Romania, that their relationship was going to develop. That was the purpose of her coming, that, she was a musician. She would find work, play her music, grow her music career. But repeatedly, she's being, introduced to this webcam business and being asked if she wants to do it.
The problem the Tate brothers are going to have in the UK, if their court allegations are that they...
Lying to girls is a crime. I'm just asking. It seems like nowadays, and trust me, I am not saying they should. I'm not saying the Andrew Tates, the Diddy's of the world, the Epstein's are not off the hook or they're not good. I'm just speaking about what was just said just now. She liked Tristan. She thought it was cool. She thought she could get something out of it. He took her, he flew her out, proposed to her that maybe you can do this webcam thing for me. And that's it. Now, I was saying, yo, if y'all think it's a crime, y'all tell me, bro. I don't mind. I don't mind being wrong right now. I'm just saying.
Got women and forced them into doing webcam. They've said this numerous times. No matter how much you slice it and dice it and say it's political, they've said numerous times that they got girls who thought it was going to be their girlfriend, but their main objective wasn't to get with them. It was to get them to do things on webcam. They've said that themselves.
You don't have to do it, but just think about it. And here's someone who does it. And all of the women are living in a house together, and they're all seem to be working on webcam. And now she's in this house, right? And there's sex toys, and they're staying up all night. And people, these women don't seem happy. And all of them are in a relationship with one of the brothers, which is strange. Do they work there? Or
sounds like R. Kelly crib.
Relationships, why are they in relationships with someone they're supposedly working with? It didn't feel right, and she starts to panic. She formed a connection with another young woman there, Mary Doe, and once they started talking, comparing notes, they just realized that they were lied to, that they were brought over here for some other purpose than what they thought.
Somewhere actually the lover boy method is really popular is Amsterdam, where these women are selling themselves, but they get a boyfriend who controls it. They're basically saying these women were working under the impression that their partners, they're going out with Andrew and Tristan, and they're essentially doing it for that reason. But then they realize Andrew and Tristan have said the same things to all of them, and it was just to get them into webcam.
They just wanted to leave, and she's, communicating with her parents, like, I'm just gonna sneak out of here, communicating with a friend who was a Marine sergeant. And so, like the brave serviceman that he is, she just wanted to sneak out. But he had been trained. He knows he has an obligation to report human trafficking, and that, he's not going to leave her to try and figure this out on her own. He did the right thing. He made a report to the U.S. Embassy. And so
I feel like, me personally, I feel like human trafficking is a very, it's a very complicated charge, in my opinion. And the reason why I say it's complicated is because there's a lot of factors that go into whether or not you're human trafficking or not. Like there's no standard like measurements or to say you're human trafficking. You know what I'm saying? They could put human trafficking on you for a lot of things. If you didn't know that. It's weird, but it's the truth. I mean, I'm not saying that human trafficking is good. It's just that, sometimes you can consider a lot of things human trafficking. There are people who manage OnlyFans content. Is that human trafficking too, or what? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I manage an OF girl and I say, hey, you should collab with this guy and you guys should do it on camera. He has a good following, you know what I mean? If y'all tag each other and everything, you'll get your stuff up. Now, is that considered human trafficking? Kind of, but at the same time, is it? I guess it's consensual in a way. But at the same time, no, because you're not having sex with a guy because you like him. You're having sex with a guy because it's content. So, I don't know. I don't know. Mind you, it's just... Hold on. Mind you, it's just webcam. Not saying... Yeah, it's just webcam from what I remember. From what they're saying. It's just webcam. So, pretty much you just get in front of a camera willingly and get naked and everything like that. So, I mean, that's... I don't know. Is that... I don't care.
Initiated a raid. And so, we don't know what happened behind the scenes, but eventually the different Tate properties were raided, the women were rescued, and Jane Doe and Mary Doe just did the right thing, right? They were taken into custody by law enforcement, and they did the right thing, and they cooperated, and they told the truth of what they saw and witnessed and experienced.
People have said on Reddit that UK prisons.
So why they wait? So why they didn't go to prison then? Is this back in the day, or is this like is this a recent thing? I don't know.
What they're experiencing now as they wait to get extradited. People said, I'm sure he'll keep us updated on his Twitter, what it's like. Reading through the paperwork of the UK case, one of the most bizarre things I found is them offering £20,000 to the UK government courts to say, reveal the victims in which women are actually accusing us, and they actually declined. This is on the official document. On August 11, 2025, the CPS again rejected.
On August 11th, 2025, the CPS again rejected the offer, telling the claimant's solicitor, whilst you have offered undertakings that your clients will not disclose the complainants' identities and would pay £20,000 if they did so. We do not consider that there is any enforceable legal basis for such undertakings, either in this country or more particularly as your clients are outside the jurisdiction. Furthermore, the prosecution has set out in detail our position on this issue and our response. Date, March 7, 2025, to your proposed claim for judicial review, and do not propose to repeat that. I don't know what the fuck that shit said. No, I'm just playing. I think they just said don't ever offer us that again.
Offered the
and I feel like that's been the Tate's like argument this whole time. Like, y'all won't show any of the people that are accusing us. So in his head, it's like, oh, are y'all just making this up, or is this like a real thing? I think they do know they have some girls that probably would press charges on them, but, you know, I don't think they can show. I would, as somebody who's prosecuted these niggas, I would not want them to know who is doing the snitching, I guess. Because what y'all gonna do? Pay him out? What y'all gonna do? Kill him? Like, I don't know. I keep them safe.
That your clients will not disclose the complainant's identities and would pay £20,000 if they did do so. Basically, if the Tate brothers come out and said, look, these are who are accusing us, they're saying in their lawyer's defense that they will get cyber attacked. All these victims won't stand a chance at a fair trial to get bullied online. It will be hell for them. They're saying if anyone else finds out and that's the case, we'll pay $20,000. The Tate brothers knew this UK case was coming up, and to try to get ahead and prepare themselves for it, they put an application to say, let us know who is actually accusing us of the crimes of rape and human trafficking and all the stuff you're saying. But they rejected it, protecting the victim's identity still. And obviously it's going to be the ways they started webcam and what made them get into it. And the Tate brothers have left a massive digital footprint because it was actually selling courses on how to start yourself. So these guys have said everything they've done and have pretty much been accused of, and how they got these girls into it when they said stuff like this on camera.
Be in charge of her own phone contact with members who like her. You are setting yourself up to get scammed. All she has to do is type a sort code and account number to a member, and that has happened to me before. I went to the room, smashed the room up, told her I knew what she did. She sent me all the money, but that has happened to me before.
He beat up.
Take full control over their accounts. They will run away. I like to keep the girls' passwords. I log them in and log them out. If you give the girl the password to her account, there's a chance she could run away and try it by herself. I've had that happen. Be in charge of her own phone contact with members who like her. You are setting yourself up to get scammed. All she has to do is type a sort code and account number to a member, and that has happened to me before. I went to the room, smashed the room up, told her I knew what she did. She sent me all the money, but that has happened to me before.
We know, especially in the UK, when it comes to rappers and stuff, they will literally be playing these videos to them in court and showing the jury this stuff. And it's going to be their own words that end up putting these guys behind bars if they do so. Remember, this is manipulation in many different ways. A massive crime around the world that it's not cracked down on enough. I do think Andrew Tate drawing so much more attention to himself and being so outspoken definitely did draw more eyes on this case through the investigating stuff. But he left a massive digital footprint, which in this day and age is actually going to be used against you in a courtroom to put you behind bars when you say things, whether you meant it or not. A lot of the stuff he was talking about many years ago before he was this famous actually matches up with the crimes they're accusing him of is his biggest problem.
The prosecutors in Romania allege that Andrew Tate was in charge of the business. In the past, he's played up his role.
I had 4 premises, and I had 75 girls on the books. They weren't all working at once, but I had 75 girls who would do like 1 shift a week or 3 days a week or 7 days a week. 75 women worked for me at the peak of it all.
So how many women work for you?
Don't know. Can't remember.
You were saying 75 at some point?
Yeah, that's a complete lie.
I'm not making up the numbers.
Sure.
Everything I'm saying now is everything I've seen on your website at some point.
It's difficult for me to say exactly how many women worked for me. I can't think of a number. There was a while when I was involved in managing some women. This is 10 years ago at the very beginning of it. And I made some money, but it's not the beginning of my empire. It's not why I'm successful, and it's not something I have anything to do with anymore.
Andrew Tate had a controversial kickbox.
The only thing that would probably save him in this situation, because he definitely does get caught in them lies, especially at that moment we got out of jail, he started lying. It's like, bro, we done watched the videos already, so we already know what you done said. You know what I'm saying? Only thing that could save him is the fact that he did say that he does say things to stir up controversy, or to stir up the pot, or to go viral. So that's probably the only thing that's gonna shave you here, buddy. But other than that, bro, you was bragging on your dick, bruh.
But it's an argument to say that this guy never would have had the funds to actually push his content the way he did through all his channels if he didn't start this webcam business. So if he never done that to get to being a millionaire, he couldn't have pushed his content.
He's also said he got rich from that, from the webcam business. The story changes. You know, you don't really know what people be on the internet. A lot of people just like fake and front and lie, all these things, bro. So, bro, if you see somebody you think better than you, don't worry about it, bro. They probably not.
Out there and use people at the start, so we wouldn't have seen the Andrew Tate today without this webcam business.
In the case file, the women say they were not allowed to leave the house on their own.
R. Kelly.
How much freedom did the women that worked for you have?
They didn't work for me. They worked for themselves, and I helped them with a few things. I had less control over them by helping them out than any normal boss of any normal job would have control. I just helped them find a cameraman.
No, that's not how this works, bro. If they were porn stars already, and you just came along and said, what would you say to them to even make them be like, yeah, they need your help? Help them out how? What are you helping them out with? I don't know. As you say, you're looking a little shaky, bro. You gotten girls, and there's proof that you have, texted women that are very young. So it's like you're not helping them out. You had a business. You said you had a business yourself. It's crazy. He switches up the story. That's the only thing that would bother me. It's like, bro, I don't know what's true and what's not. You said, and your brother said, you started a webcam business. So the business is for you. It's not for them. You're not helping them out. You might be employing them, but you're not already helping them out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the webcam business is, I don't know what you're doing on them webcams, but yo, I'm just saying, man. I just want to say, bro, when y'all watching these people, bro, and they talk about how good they are manipulating, they're good at, talking, they're pimps, whatever, just know they're finessing you too. They can finesse you too. They know how to put their words together. That's why I'm going off topic, but I'm going to mention it. There was a influencer or like a pimp that came on soft white underbelly named Sharp, right? And everybody was like, oh my God, he's so well spoken, he's this, he that, da-da-da-da. Everybody was loving him, and I just sitting there like, bro, he literally cranked you niggas, bro. That's his whole job. Of course you gonna like him, bro. He whatever.
The idea that I had control is absolutely insane. I had less control than the boss at McDonald's has over McDonald's employees.
But Andrew, what you're saying is diminishing your whole webcam business to just being the person who found the cameraman for the
Correct.
women.
I'm telling you, there was never a substantial webcam business that made £300,000 pounds a month.
So you lied about it.
It was I wouldn't say it was a lie. Certainly, there's been a lot of exaggeration online. I'm certainly not the only one guilty of it. I think everybody on Instagram is exaggerating. Filters exist, rented cars exist. People exaggerate on the internet. I'm the only person who's being punished for it.
Alright,
Andrew
man,
Tate
let's
wanted
just
to
say
make
that's
money,
true.
but he never thought it was going to come. He actually got too famous for his own good because it was COVID, it was the pandemic. People was constantly scrolling through their phones. His clips had them engaging. He was the most Googled man on the planet. Andrew Tate does have somewhat of an argument in some capacity. I'm not saying he's not guilty of any crime, and obviously there is other charges go along with it. I'm saying nowadays there's been an era where men were pushing women into OnlyFans constantly. That is manipulation and the same sort of thing. They would also hire out mansions. It could be a form of human trafficking where they're staying there. They didn't want to do it at first, and women regret things after. So this could become an issue for many people, not just Andrew Tate, in the modern day world. They didn't have 75 women, but there's been various influencers that had at least a couple.
I wasn't even like trying to make it happen. It's like someone low-key came to me about it, or like I was talking to someone about it, and it all kind of just happened, and then from there I kind of like never looked back, and I just kept scaling it.
How many girls do you have now?
Right now I have like 6, 7, but I had like a lot, like double at a point, but I kind of just like keeping it small and just focusing on like, you know, just making everyone as big as possible, because sometimes you have to spread yourself too thin across, you know, too many people.
And the Tate case is always going to be worse than others, like I said, because they sold a course on this. They left an entire digital footprint of what they was doing to be used against them. And to throw it in as well, they got very serious charges of rape. We know how difficult that is to prove in a courtroom. We covered the Young Philly case. We covered a bunch of cases on this channel. We'll see how them allegations play out and the proof they have for that. But that, mixed in with trafficking, is going to be a very long trial when they finally touch the UK.
Well, there you have it, folks. It's looking real grim for them. But, you know what I'm saying? Comment your thoughts and concerns in the comments below. And, let me know what y'all think about the Tate brothers. Y'all think they innocent? You think they guilty? You don't know? Just let me know. I appreciate everybody watching, you know what I'm saying? Road to 10K and everything like that. Appreciate y'all for watching. Peace.